Hi everyone, welcome to day 17, sort of the recap of how day 17 went. I'm literally just copying across some files, which should be done in a second, and then we can get a look at that. I just select those, boff, boff, boff. Is that the one? Yeah, that one, that one. Yeah, that's good. What about that? Yeah, that one are good. Right, let's get those across, and then I'll be able to tell you about my day. So, oh gosh, where to? Yeah, despite finishing quite early, it's taken me that long to get prepared for the live stream, just because it's been a bit. Oh, I should press go live on the Instagram as well, shouldn't I? Look at that. They're like wondering what's going on. It's like 1 minute in, and they haven't seen it, even though they get this as a delay. Oh gosh. Okay, let's start again. Yeah. So it's day 17. What is freaky is someone sort of said how many days to go, and I went 24, and or 23. It was just a little bit. Oh, it's just bizarre to sort of think about how many sort of days. I'm not even halfway yet, but I'm getting there. I'm slowly sort of getting there, and what is great is for the next week. I'm based at home, so I can just sort of just chill and really um, sort of enjoy it and sort of try and reset. So I've called it sort of day 17 and reset, just because I think that's what I need right now. I've got some when September comes, I've got some crazy stuff sort of going on in terms of people that in terms of places that I need to sort of visit and things like that. So it's gonna be um it's going to be super tough in September. So I need to really make sure that I use this week as a reset week. Hey, Christaman. Um, uh, yeah, I really need to use this as a reset week to sort of try and get rid of this cough, which is still driving me nuts. So apologies if I start coughing. Um, I need to sort of get rid of that. I need to get rested. I need to get prepared, because when September comes, then I've got so many sort of days where I have to be somewhere else. I've realized that, okay, last year with the 31 marathons, it was pretty. I'm not going to say easy, but it was simple, and that's a bit like professional athletes. The good thing the thing that you rock when you're just doing your training for a marathon is you're doing that around a job, you're doing that around all these other things. When an athlete, although it's getting a little bit different now with social media, but an athlete is focused on one thing, just getting that performance in. And what happened last year with the 31 marathons is, it for me, it literally was focused on A to B to C to D, all those different locations I had to get to. I was on my own, had my bags, pack the bags, unpack the bags, get rested, eat, live stream, reels, compression boots, sleep, rinse, wash, and repeat. It was basically that for the whole time. There was no other sort of focus. Now what I've got in, so the thing that I was a little bit scared of with Harlem was I'd start doing different things because I'm sleeping at home. I'd be like, oh, let me put the washing on. In fact, I just did that. That's one of the reasons why I was sort of just on time, because I just put the washing on. I kind of do all these other things. There are loads of benefits with doing it at home, but it's not as easy. I'm not going to say it's easier. And one of the biggest reasons why it's not easier is because when I did the 31 marathons last year, I was so disappointed with the 350 kilos that if I just did that around Harlem, I would get so much more. And the trouble is, it's taking so much time to get all of that trash done. It is just bizarre to sort of spend, you're spending so much of your time sort of getting through trash, and that's the whole purpose of plugging, is to get that trash up. So I don't mind. It's just that it has a cost, and that cost is time. So, and that's actually played out today. So I'm not sure. I think I've got around 100 kilos today. which is a bit crazy. So let's talk about how it went today. Well, first of all, I'll talk about last night. So I had the thyme syrup drink, and yeah, I can see it works, but just didn't work well enough. And I was just coughing through the night, and in the end, I said, look, I need to do something different. So what I've done is I'm now sleeping with. Normally, I just have one pillow, and I'm sort of quite flat, and I think that's sort of the problem. So I've literally, I'm like I can't even put an analogy. I've got so many. I'm a lot. I'm like when you see those American sitcoms or whatever, and they've got like 500 pillows or whatever. I've kind of got like 500 pillows underneath me, and that helped. So it started off bad in the night, but then it got better, and I had some pretty good sleep, and I actually slept through, and actually woke up naturally before the alarm went off, which was good. So the alarm was going to go off at 7, and I was out of bed before about sort of 10 to 7. So that was good. I do feel rested. Don't feel rested enough, but I do feel rested. The thing that I was going to do was the plan today was to meet up with one of my Jerry Maguires, so Maritz from iSprint. So he's based in Austria, but he used to live in Haarlem. So he sort of flew over to visit some friends, etc., and his parents. And so he's done a lot of things extra, but he also said, right, I'm going to come running with you for a day. He said, I'll run as far as I can. That's what he said. I said, okay, let's meet at 9:30, Heemstede by the Hemer, and that's what we did. He brought along a friend, David, really nice guy. So there's the three of us sort of just ran from Heemstede into town, just having some fun. It was a bit of a weird situation because of the Formula One today. So although I didn't hear the Formula One, I saw plenty of people cycling, but I didn't see the crazy numbers of people that I remember from years ago. Is that has anyone else sort of in Haarlem sort of noticed that? It doesn't seem to be in Haarlem so crowded as it normally is. The trains didn't seem to be so crowded. I don't know. Or they all staying in Sunthorpe maybe. So we sort of did that, and then we're just running through the centre of town, and Bernardo, sort of a Haarlem hobbler, just appeared out of nowhere, which was fantastic. He just by chance just bumped into us, and so we started running off. We started running off, hit the Grote Markt, and when we hit the Grote Markt, there was a people sitting on the terrace that were like curious about what was going on. So I was telling them the story and everything like that, and I went, "Oh," and I said to them, "Yeah, the great thing is I carry spare banana suits." Just so that I can surprise them on people. So I literally pulled out the banana suit. There you go, Bernardo, put it on. So I did ask Maritz, and he said no, he's not on the live stream. So I can say whatever I like about him. He chickened out of wearing the banana suit. But we did have, but Bernardo did wear it on, and he loved it. And he was actually FaceTiming his daughter. His daughter, I know sort of quite well, gives me high fives all the time in the banana suit at Park Run and everything. So that was really sweet. So he's like FaceTiming her in the banana suit. So unfortunately, I haven't got a photo of that. But we sort of just did that. Then we had a coffee at Mika, lovely coffee place. Because it's got loads of vegan stuff, so that's one of the reasons why I sort of go there a lot. So yeah, we had a really nice coffee together, and then headed off back towards Heemstede to drop off David. And then I said we were going along, and I said, look in this slope bit, because you never know what you're going to find. And so I did get Maritz to get his hands dirty, and to quote, I actually did say to him, wait, don't get it yet. Wait, let me get the camera there just in case you fall in. It'll be a real comedy moment so I can go viral. So unfortunately, he didn't fall in. But this was Maritz rescuing a ball.
That's a nice one, but how do we get it out? Oh, yeah, I got it.
And now you got to kick it over to them.
Jongens! Hé, kom nou! Kijk, komt-ie!
I did say to he did that really well. I did say to him, "I'm glad you kicked it because my football skills mean it would have gone straight into the water again. There was no way I would have got it over the fence. It was a really high fence, so he did really well. That was good. Went a little bit further, and suddenly we're fishing two bikes out of the sort of the craft. So we didn't get that. I didn't get that one on film, but we sort of managed to get two out there. So straight away, I think we sort of put together sort of 50 kilograms before we sort of dropped off David. Then Marit said, "Okay, I'm going to say." Then I said to him, "All right, so how long are you going to run for?" And he went, "I'll run. Let's go for a run." And so I told him, "Right, we're going to do a big loop. We're going to do a nice, really nice big loop along Crookius and then to Fivehauser." And he was like, "Yeah, fine, that's fine. I'll see how it goes." And I said, "Okay, you can always call David, pick up." We literally went, I think, a couple of kilometers, and he went, "My knee's hurting." He chickened out. It was the longest run that he's done for ages. So it was really nice having him and David and Bernardo for a bit as well. Just having them join in the morning. It was a real nice. Okay, I'm back in Haarlem. I'm back in the place where I live. I'm back in sort of familiar surroundings instead of all these days that I've been away in different places. I haven't had to do the train. So it was really nice to sort of just have that. I didn't mind that he sort of quit because really I just wanted to get some kilometers in. The plan was to go along Crookius just so that I could just bash out some kilometers. So I'm running. So I left him and I didn't see him for the rest of the day. Apparently his knee is hurting, so I hope he gets better. I say that, I need my Jerry Maguires to help promote stuff. So hopefully he's going to feel better. Oh, I speak very fast today. Oh, sorry, Norbert. I'll try and slow down. Sorry. Normally, that's a good sign, right? And so someone's just in the comments, so Norbert's just in the comment that I'm speaking very fast. That has to be a good sign that it was a better day today. And I think that's true. It really did feel like this reset. It really felt like, okay, just get it done, get out there, get it done, and you can just focus on recovery, have a nice bath and things like that after you've finished. And that is the plan. So sorry if I'm speaking a little bit fast. I'll try and slow it down a little bit. I'm running along the water, beautiful area, had a nice chat with a couple of people. And then I made the decision to go straight on instead of instead of a different direction. I went straight on, and I kind of screwed myself over on that because I didn't think about it. I didn't look at Google Maps. I was like, okay, I can just run along here. I know it sort of goes along and I can sort of turn left. I didn't realize that I actually had to run all the way to Halfweg. So I'm probably around 16, 17 kilometers in now. I've got a little bit of water, and then suddenly I realized, oh, hang on. By the time I get to Haarlem, it's going to be 30 something kilometers. This is not very well planned. I didn't get food. I had a little bit of food, but not a great deal. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about food. But it did. I kind of made my day hard just by taking this route. But I'm really glad I did. It was a lovely route. There's loads of trash there, so I'm going to go back and do it again this week. So Bernardo, I just talked about you, so thanks for joining. Thanks for wearing the banana suit. So the great thing about running along here is there's loads of trash. I don't do it very often, so I can go back. It's a really nice track to run on, a road to run on. It's just going along the canal as part of the Rondje van Haarlem, I think, and it just takes you to Halfweg or sort of around there, and then you can just sort of run back on the route that I do so many times. So I just carried on. A couple of things struck me. If you looked at my stories, there were a couple of things that happened. The first one is I found a huge box of fireworks, and that I just find that so frustrating. It was the last year that we could do fireworks, I think, and there were so many when we were cleaning up the fireworks. There were so many of these huge boxes, huge boxes of tubes that just like boof, 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 those ones. And I'm still finding them in August. I find that so frustrating, just outside someone's house. Yeah, they haven't tidied it up. They just let it there just to rot. I mean, most of it is paper, not all of it is paper, and there's a lot of the powder that's still in there and things like that. So, why it's frustrating they don't tidy it up, even though it was literally on the other side of the road of the house. So, but so I tidied up and took it. It's frustrating finding fireworks from New Year's Eve still, but if the litter pickers will know that that's actually true, and you go all the way through the year and you'll still find fireworks. So I found a huge box of fireworks. The next thing that I sort of found, I came across this rusty old saucepan, frying pan, really like a really small one, and then a rusty can, and I was like, what is that? Why is it so rusty just on the side of the road? Went a little bit further, and then I found a huge sort of gas canister, sort of old school one, like an air tank type thing for diving, although like a thinner version, one of those ones with the twiddly knob on the top. So saw one of those, and something else that was and a rusty chain from a bike. Just on the side of on the side of the water, and then I just realized what it is. So what it is from people doing magnet fishing. So what they're doing is they're throwing their magnet in the water and fishing to see what they find. I think that's if they I can understand the enjoyment in it. Personally, I would be too scared of finding ammunition. So I know that sometimes ammunitions are found. I'd be like too scared of that. But they're doing it. What I do find frustrating is if they obviously these people have found these things and they're just thinking that's worthless to us, we'll just leave it here. So all right, fish it out of the water, and all you're doing is just moving the trash from inside the water to outside the water on the bank, and that was a little bit frustrating. Oh, Ked Young is my other Jerry Maguire's just joined. So his knee is busted. Tease him in our chat group. He failed. I think he only did 13 kilometers. So if you do more than 13 kilometers, Kate Young, then you'll get the beer. So what I've said to them is I've got one more can of my beer left, and I've said the one that runs the most with me will get it. So I think this is an easy win for you, Kate Young. So let's crush him. Crush him. He did do well, but he's a young man. His knees have gone. I think he's probably played football. So that was frustrating, finding all of the magnet fishing. If you do it, then take it all or do something with it. Don't just the bits that you don't want, don't just leave them there. That was frustrating. Go a little bit further, and then I found this huge tarp. So I've got this on video, but you're gonna have to look at it like this. I think I'm not sure if you have to look like this. I'm not sure what if it's in the wrong orientation. I didn't have time to edit it, but I'm going to play it anyway. I think it's this one that I need to play. Yeah, it is this one. So this is the first one. So found this huge tarp that was in the water. So let's just look at it compared to all the other trash I've got. So the trouble is no bin. So my bag is, my trolley is just stacking up. So let's just have a look at that. But first, I have to get rid of the eel. Oh, hang on. Wrong video. Let's do this one first. I spoiled the surprise. Okay, just fish this out of the water. I'm gonna have to try and get it on top of the buggy. The buggy's already pretty full with canister, fireworks from the year. Let's see what it ends up looking like. Okay, now I play, and I got this sort of just little visitor, I brought it out. There's two things that have happened on this adventure that have never happened before. First of all, I picked up a bag and a mouse darted out. That was the other day, just out of nowhere. I just picked up a bag on the side of the road, so this mouse goes squeaking out and then ran into the bushes. And the other one was this. Never had this before, so because I just dragged it out of the water, and there were loads of water pockets on there as well, and had this. He's hiding. There he is. How do I rescue him? Okay, gonna rescue you. So suddenly I got this eel in a pocket of water. I was like, what do I do? So I sort of tried to get as close to the edge, but then it just emptied. The water emptied out before it got onto the grass. And I didn't know this about eels. They must know where the water is, because it was literally went straight. It was like just dropped in the middle of a patch of grass, and it knew exactly which way to go, and it swithered its way back into the water, which was cool. I've never sort of really had any experience of eels, but that was really cool to see. Just sort of see the eel going back onto back into the water. Really cool. Go a little bit further, and then a guy pulls up a car next to me. Oh, I had a really lovely chat with someone that I ran once with at a Run Brant event. Really lovely lady. Had a really cool chat with her. Go a little bit further, and then this guy just undoes his wheel and said, "I've seen you on TV. You've been on TV." And he sort of pulls his car over, and he says, "Are you still running?" So I told him sort of the whole story. He was really sweet. And I just said to both of them and to everyone today, what you're doing is giving me energy, and that's exactly it. It was, and it's so true. Every person I talk to is a gift. It is, it's an act of kindness that just means that I get this energy to carry on a little bit more. And I was getting a little bit nervous about the water situation. Go around the corner. The rest of the sort of the route was just heading back to. So I was just heading back to where was I? Heading back to town, and I wanted to go to Runx, and then Lawrence popped up. So he rocked up. I think I had around 15 kilometers to go. Never did. Yeah. I have never. I used to love eating mussels and cockles. Jelly deals, no. Jelly deals were not my thing. But now as a vegan, I really enjoy setting them free. I didn't get close to it though. I stayed very much at arm's length. Lawrence, who's been an absolute star, he just sort of rocked up just as I was about to hit town, and it was just, it was really great to see him. I had about 15 kilometers to do, so I was feeling really confident I'd finish before 8 o'clock. I say that, but I know that I fade. So just having someone on those last kilometers, I said it before, 3 minutes per kilometer, and he stuck with me. We went to Runx, had a great chat with Joris, and I got some food in me and some Coke, and then we just headed home, and we just did a couple of loops around my sort of my let's make the kilometers loop. So that I did last night as well. So I just did 2 loops of those and got the kilometers in, and then I still had a kilometer to go when I got home, and then we just what we did was we just walked. I just walked around the square, or ran around the square until I got the kilometers done. But he stuck with me right to the end, and he was a bit timid, but he did ask me, can I wear the banana suit? If anyone comes with me, they're currently being washed, so they're all nice and clean. So if anyone wants to run with me, just ask. I want a banana suit. It's really worthwhile putting it on just to experience it, just to see what it feels like, to experience how warm it is, whether it's comfortable, whether I'm making it up, like it's tough to wear it or not. Wear it for as long or short as you want to. And so this was, and Lawrence had a chance to wear the yellow on this one. What a superstar. So yeah, he really stuck with me all the way to the end. So he's done this quite a few times, and I'm really sort of grateful to him. Just having someone just for me to bash out those kilometers. He was a little bit nervous about whether he's being good for me or not, or because I'm being quite quiet. Yeah, he's like, is he injured? Yeah, I think he was like thinking, he does. He looks better on a, yeah. He looks better than you, Bernardo, in a banana suit. No, just you both rocked it. You both rocked it. So if you do come along, and he was getting a bit nervous, if you do come along with me at the end, I'm going to be exhausted, and that was true today as well. It was like I wanted to bash those last sort of Sort of, it got really tough around 10K to go. Yeah, it's getting around that marathon, just that those last 8K on to get to the ultra marathon, that distance I'm trying to do is just so brutal for me. I'm just trashed by the time I get there. Yeah, and I know it's my own fault with food. I'm trying to improve. I had quite a few bars today, which helped, which seemed to work a bit. So but I just didn't plan it well enough with some additional calories that I should have had. But yeah, it's a work in progress. I can't say anything more than that. But yeah, back to what I said about him is, yeah, if you do run with me and it's in the last stages, I might not be chatty, but believe me, my heart is just full of joy because you're sort of just there, just keeping me company as I just put my head down and just bash them out and focus on not falling over. I am so grateful to everyone that's done that, to rocked up and sort of give me a Coke or whatever. It's just so fantastic to have those moments. Even if it doesn't look like I'm really chatty like I normally am, or even if it doesn't look like I'm smiling like I normally am, it's because I'm sort of in the pain cave. But I am still incredibly grateful and joyous that I have the company. I'm sharing the last few kilometers with you. So I really appreciate it. Thank you, Lawrence. The thing that's left now is what happens tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm gonna get a couple of loops around Sunford. I want to sort of see how much trash there is from the Grand Prix. I'm sort of really curious about that. It's not to be moany about the Grand Prix. It's just to sort of see what there is. I didn't see much really when we were doing that round that I'd cleaned up yesterday. There were the odd bits of trash, but nothing much. I did see some earplugs from the race, and I saw ponchos. Ponchos are the ones that drive me a little bit nuts. Is the fact that there tends, that does frustrate me. Is you see a lot of disposable single-use ponchos that are just lying on the ground. So I'm curious to see what state they're going to be in tomorrow when I sort of run that. So my so what I'm going to be doing is just 2 laps of Sunford, I think, tomorrow. So if anyone wants to sort of know where I am, so that's the plan. I'd be interested to see what sort of state things are in terms of the Grand Prix, but normally they're pretty good at cleaning it up and everything. So yeah, a really good day in terms of reset. I don't have to do any more kilometers after this. Everything's in the wash. I've got one of my old sort of Trial of Stade and Plug shirts on because everything's in the wash. I'm going to get that all done. I've got a little bit of chafing between my buttocks, which I need to address. So I haven't had that much before, but normally I don't need to put anything on there, but I do need to sort of just give a little bit of TLC tonight. I think that's about it, really. I'm just super happy that I've got through another one. Day 17 is done. Day 17. So what is that? That's 850 kilometers, more than 850 kilometers in 17 days. Just ridiculous. The cool thing with today. Oh, let me just get that. Let me get a screenshot. I've not tried to do this with Strava. So let's get Strava up. I think I can do that here and share my screen. So let me just get that logged in, and then that's super cool. Oh, I've got to do stupid bloody code. Does anyone else have that with code? You sort of set up a 6-digit code with Strava, and then how do I just do it? I don't need a 6-digit code to do it. Why are you telling me that all the time? So let me just get my Strava code. Here we go. I'm not going to read it out, even though I do sort of do it with my lips and sort of under my breath. Well, that's a one-time code, so it doesn't make any difference. I think I can share my my screen. Let's see what happens. So let me share my screen. Not tried this before. Let's see if this works. So I can present share screen. I'm going to share the easiest way to share screen. Right, don't show these tips again. Share screen. So hopefully I can get it back. Let's give it a go. Share screen. Oh, I can do the dash. I can do that one. Oh, that's cool. share. So you should be able to see my screen now. Can anyone see it? Can everyone see my screen? I think they can. Let me just see if just tell me if you can see my Strava. I'm going to go to it now. So training my activities, training log. Is training log where I want to go? Let's just go to training log. There you go. Look at that. Just ridiculous. 50. I think that's just so cool. Look at that. It's just like blocks of 50, 50.6, 50 so kilometers. You can see I had a little bit of a rest time. I didn't normally every day is filled up, but I did have quite a bit of sort of troubles in terms of hip flexors stuff and things like that. I wonder if I can do my where's my curves? Let's just have a look at my activities. Can I do that as a, how can I do, oh, here we go. My profile. Come on. I want to get to that graph that you see that just sort of shows the, okay. Yeah, I don't know how to do it on, I just know it on, let me just stop sharing. I don't know how to do it. Did that look okay? I don't know if that looked okay. I don't know if I've just been talking to the screen, no one's seen anything, but yeah, I love the and I remember this from last year. What I do is I'll take a screen grab just of on I just show what my phone looks like because I'm just so used to it. There we go. So that's, where is it? There you go. I just love that. It's just like 2 tools along, and then suddenly you have these 2 huge 350-kilometer weeks, and that's what it's going to be now for 6 weeks. It's just going to be, it's just going to be sort of a crazy graph that just does this huge peak. It's just it's super cool to look at. I was really savoring it last year when I did the 31 marathons. And what is bizarre with this one, it's going to be just completely flat, whereas the 31 marathons I had sort of different distances. It's going to be super cool to do. I think that's about everything that I want to. Oh, nothing on the screen. You're not sharing. Oh, okay. Well, that was a bit of a waste. Damn it. Okay. Oh well, that it's live and learn. You never know what you get when you go onto the live stream with me. So I think that's about all I want to sort of just talk about today. Yeah, a huge reset. Super excited for the next few days. I can just sort of focus on that. Hopefully get a few sort of emails and admin stuff done that I wouldn't normally be able to do. Today, I'm just going to recover and enjoy it. But first, I really want to sort of tell you, I started telling you that joke yesterday, didn't I? That just sort of, and didn't you find those? Oh, hang on. So a couple of questions in. Didn't you find all those bottles of lube clogging? Those should be great to prevent chaffing. Thanks, Dick. So, yeah. Cheers, mate. Yeah, they would prevent. It would be good to prevent chaffing, and they were flavored, multiple flavors. So yeah, I could have had, not only a chaff-free buttock, but it would be tasting of raspberries. Don't think we need to go further with that one. Thank you very much for the memory. I think too much information for people, but I do want to leave. I do want to leave with the joke, because I did start that joke yesterday or a couple of days, and every time it just sort of seems, fragrant and all. It just just seems to sort of close me down. So the whole thing was that there's a tiger that walks into a bar. There's a pig that walks into a bar, and there's a cuddly toy that walks into the bar. So that's as far as I got to last week. So the tiger goes up to the barman